I'm Jason.
I'm Stephanie.
And we're
Two Wranglers.
We're going to try something different and have a little shop talk.
Little shop talk.
Hang out in our garage.
And answer questions and maybe work on one of our Jeeps, which brings me to something that we need to confess. You know, our name is
Two Wranglers.
But we have
Six Wranglers.
Six Jeeps.
Six Jeeps.
Six Jeeps. One Gladiator. Actually, Jason, why don't you tell the fine folks here what you have?
Well, I have a Gladiator. I have a...
What year?
No, sorry. 2022. I'm looking at it out the garage. Sorry. I have a 2005 LJ that is completely stock. It's never been off-road. And I have a 2021 392. What do you have?
I have a 2022 392 XR, which means mine goes 110. It stops at 99. Not that I'm bragging. I have a 2021 JLUR REVKIT. I was supposed to sell when I got the 392, but it was my first Jeep and I just could not part with her. So it became a battle of, do I get rid of the 392 because I refuse to get rid of my first Jeep, or do I keep both? And it ended up that I was able to keep both. We want that Jeep maybe as a legacy Jeep to go on and live on through generations.
A lot of people do that.
A lot of people do that, yeah. So anyway, and then my third Jeep was a gift to me over Christmas. Our friend Roger had a Jeep he was trying to sell, and he gave us a great price on a 83 CJ7. I said question.
It's not a question.
I know, it's a 7, right? It's on a 5. Yeah, no, it's a CJ7.
We had a 5.
Maybe that's why I got
But that's what it is. We have a 7.
So, which kind of brings us to our off-road history. That's something that we get, asked about.
I've had Jeeps since I was about 19. Ran the Rubicon when I was about 20. All YJs, and I've had a CJ5, and now I've got the Jeeps that I just described. And you started when?
I started during COVID. Really hadn't off-roaded prior to that. Outdoorsy person, but just not really off-roaded. So that started, my journey started me then. So 2020, 2021, got a 2021, my first Jeep named Hella, and fell in love with it immediately. And so anyway, that's it. I've only been off-roading for 6 years now, which, wow, 5-6 years, which feels crazy. Yeah, I guess.
It's just kind of a natural, to be totally honest. I mean, I'm a little amazed at, literally it was less than a year she ran the Rubicon into her trail adventures. She'd been about 4 months. You ran top of the world, Moab. So she's.
But I did those things terrified. The truth is,
I just ran her out there.
As much as I love it now, in the beginning phase, it was terrifying to me. And but I grew to love it. Once I kind of had a little success at it, and I got, shook off some of the fears I had, it became all I want to do. It's still all I want to do, and I'm going to do it until the wheels fall off. Literally, I just love it. This is the life for me. So that being said, let's move on to the next segment.
Okay. AUXITO sent us these lights, and we're going to do a review on them. But first, we need to put them on Stephanie's Jeep.
Wow.
All right. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll put them on my Jeep. 7-inch. So, yeah,
Nice.
where you're used to having
All amber. I don't have any amber.
Yeah. Those are going to be nice. We've got all the wiring. All the relays, buttons, power on off. Comes with a full kit.
Nice.
So with the JLs, there is, sorry, I didn't realize I have a headlight on there, but for the JLs, if you have an aftermarket bumper and you don't have the fog lamps from factory still installed, there's a plug that you can tap into that will activate like daytime running lamps, which will activate the yellow wire on these for ambers, or you can use the white wire for white lights. I don't know how their white lights look behind this. It'll be interesting, but I'm going to put in a plug on both of them so I can test both and see what it's like. And one of them I can run all the way up to the aux switches. So you can use the aux switches to turn on number 3 and 4 for lower voltage. And then 1 and 2 are for higher voltage. You typically have that for overhead lights. But I'm going to tap into that and I'll run an auxiliary switch down, tie these both together to the same aux switch. So Stephanie can easily just turn them on and off as she needs. So we're going to work on that wiring and get this done. It's not so huge. A lot of the bumpers already have, a pre-drilled bolt hole for these, so you can mount them straight through, which makes it really simple, a little bit easier. And then they use a 3/4 inch or 17 millimeter nut on the back side. Just tighten them up. I can at least get these in place so I can start working out how long the wiring needs to be done.
Yeah.
And work on, getting them properly
Awesome.
secured.
Okay.
Yeah.
All in all, how do you feel like the install's going? Seems pretty easy.
Lights are outside of the wiring all the way up, alongside the battery.
Yeah.
The aux switch plugs are actually here, this is all Stephanie's rock light wiring. That's all kind of right here. So it's not hard to, once you get it in there, it's very simple power and ground. So. So I have wiring that goes underneath the body already, so I'm just going to put a couple jumpers in here to run this wiring, make it a little bit easier on myself. And this is the lead. Since this is an aux switch, it's fused already, so I've cut their fuse, their toggle switch and stuff. Obviously, if this was going into an older Jeep JK, something that didn't have already pre-installed aux switches, you would use those. You would use the button, you would use the relay, you would use the fuse wire, and you would wire that all up under your dash. Since that's already built into this, I'm just going to combine this wiring. This is the main lead, this is positive and ground. I'll run that into a jumper here that's off the aux switch, and just run this whole feed to this guy off of here and to this one. I can get it out of here. These two will, and eventually, like this guy here, basically, is what it would be. These actually go to the lights. So
Okay.
We'll just wire this in and
Get them going.
well, yeah. Well,
They look great.
yeah. I want to wire them in just loose over the top and plug them in and turn them on. Make sure that everything works like it's supposed to, like we want it to.
Sounds great.
And then we'll hide the wires and tuck them in where they need to go. All right. So we'll test this out.
Okay. Wow.
I guess they work.
Incredible. All right, we'll see. We'll see out on the trail.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Don't do that.
But they're metal. This isn't a plastic housing or anything like that.
Yes,
This is-
solid metal.
They're actually really heavy. Not
Heavy duty.
really heavy, but I mean, they're really thin. I think they're.
It's like a low profile shape, which I dig. Like that is slim.
Yeah.
That is really slim, and they are throwing some serious light. So we'll
Yeah.
check these out because we're going camping tomorrow, and we're going to check these out on the trail.
Yeah, so we'll tuck this wiring up inside, and I'm going to wire in the driving lights also.
Thanks.
go back to where we were at Wentworth. Level?
Yeah. Pretty level. The rest you can do with the airbags.
Actually, not bad.
I know. Good job.
We found such a great campsite. Perfect for us.
Spaghetti a la mosquito.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
These lights, and we're going to do a little review on those. Oh, sorry.
Ew.